Hey, this is Mike with Superior Tradelines. Today we're trying to figure out which banks are the best for trade lines.
Mike, we got a lot of information about trade lines, whether they work or not, how much they work, stuff. Does the bank on which the client is added matter?
Has no relevance whatsoever. It doesn't matter what bank is issuing the account they're added to.
Okay, we have a lot of clients that seem to think so, and I guess my first question is, why do they think that?
I would say the number one reason is misinformation. There's a lot of poor information out there available to you. And with that, if you're not super knowledgeable as to how this works, if you're not an expert, you're going to read this information and think that's correct, that there's tier 1 banks and tier 2 banks and A-rated banks and B-rated banks. It doesn't work that way. The scores are factored based on quality of content, and trade lines provide qualities to the reports. FICO doesn't care about a Wells Fargo, a Barclays, an Amex, Citibank, Capital One. That doesn't matter. It depends on the data associated with the account.
It's interesting you just said that, and I was actually trying to put myself in the mindset of a client, and I was actually thinking that, well, wouldn't a local schmocal, credit union be less valuable than a Bank of America? And then I was like, wait a second. That local credit union would sue the credit bureaus if they're saying that their bank is less valuable. So it actually doesn't make sense. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Okay, so misinformation, put this stuff out there. Is there any circumstance in which a bank would matter, or which banks and which ones to add the client to?
So there's some really, really finite stuff, and there's a lot of calibration that goes to it. Specifically, when we start talking about rewards cards and rewards point systems, there's a couple different things where, for example, like Barclays offers a lot of airline rewards cards. So if you have an airline's rewards card already on your credit reports and you try to get added as an authorized user to another airline rewards point system, they won't allow it to happen because they don't want people doubling on the rewards points. So that's really the only case I know. Or sometimes it's the case of if you're an authorized user on a rewards card and you try to apply for one, it's an automatic denial because, again, they don't want anyone doubling on the point systems.
And what percentage of clients do you think that would affect?
Under 1%. Okay. I didn't even...
So it's pretty much a non-issue, and you would address it.
Exactly. It is a non-issue.
Okay. And you would address that during the credit report analysis, I suppose, right?
Yeah, that's one of the key reasons we look at the credit reports is to assess specifically, what factors are on the reports and, what accounts are going to make the most sense. Then also staying focused on the goal. I do speak to people regularly. They're like, listen, I travel a lot for work. I want a rewards card. I've lost so many opportunities to build these points and I want to start doing it. So when I look at their reports, I'm considering, and when I'm selecting products, it's like, well, I don't want to use this American Airlines rewards card for this individual because it might compromise his lending goal. So again, it's at that point, by reviewing the reports and knowing the goal, we're able to pair the people and every client with the right product.
Okay, but even with that, it just came to my head that it has nothing to do with the scores. It just might have to do something external to scores.
Exactly. Again, the bank of issuance has no bearing on the numbers of the credit. It might be a factor of the lending consideration. We talk about that in another video, standard of lending. When we talk about our biggest score increase, we talk about different things that are factored into standards of lending. Every form of lending is more than a score. A score is a huge factor, but again, in this case, it would be a very finite detail. I want a rewards card. Okay, don't put a rewards card on the credit reports.
Okay, very good. Thanks for the information as always.
Yep, not a problem. If you want to reach out to me, I can be reached Mike@SuperiorTradelines.com. You can follow me on social media. You can call or text me 321-799-6155. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We got a lot of great content here and a lot more coming. Thanks.